It's J-Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. As always, we about to get into this Godfather of Harlem, episode 8. Open up my window again. Hey, man, they really doing some work on Bump in this episode. It seemed Bump got outsmarted by Columbo. They had the lawyer come through to get the Sinclair. They convinced, I forget the old geezer's name, that Bumpy ended up getting to sign over the property. They didn't put a pistol to his dome, had him sign over the paperwork. He ended up feeling guilty, slice his wrist like white bread. Next thing you know, Bumpy ended up having to sell the Sinclair because they got him over the barrel. Soon as he get the money and everything good, Columbo pops the lawyer and takes Bump's money and say, hey, look like you gonna be working for me selling doogie. What? He got the drop on Bump real bad right there, man. That right there made me mad. And you know what is really kind of sad? I mean, I guess it's true, but it's sad. And what I was gonna say is true, that vengeance is mine, said the Lord. And I guess that's true. But the Lord works on his own timetable. And what I was gonna say is Bump. I think he died in like 1968. And Joe Colombo in real life didn't die until like 78, 10 years later. So with that being said, let me look up Bumpy Johnson just to double check. But yeah, man, it say right here. Yep, died in 1968. So Joe Colombo lived another 10 years after Bumpy Johnson. But Joe Colombo was gunned down and was a victim of murder, whereas Bumpy Johnson died of a heart attack. So with that being said, I guess, he tried to do people better, and he wasn't gunned down in the street. And although he only lived to be 62 years old, but Joe Colombo died in his 50s. So Bumpy Johnson, 1968. And let's just double check Joe Colombo. 78. That's the year I was born, 78. I might be Joe Colombo reincarnated. Hey, Bumpy, you owe me some money. Anyway, no, all jokes aside. So, yeah, man, 10 years later, he got his just desserts, but he was only, 54 years old. Bumpy Johnson had 8 years more life on this earth. Nevertheless, it was an interesting, good episode. I liked it. Frank Lucas starting to earn his place with Bump, even Chance starting to respect him. Even I can't never remember old boy name with Chance. Pettigrew. That's his name, Pettigrew. Old Pettigrew. I like Chance and Pettigrew. Pettigrew ain't playing, and he worried about his business and his money. What they gonna do? Bumpy out the doogie, Bumpy out the damn business. They ain't got nowhere to work. They ain't got nothing to do. So we'll see how it play out. What Bump gonna do? And then by him having that loan to set up the Sinclair, and he used his personal property, his homes, and all this stuff. And now he don't have the Sinclair to generate revenue, and he doesn't have the money from the sale. Yeah, they done did him dirty, man. They done did him dirty. But overall, it was a good episode. I really enjoyed this story of Godfather of Harlem and Bumpy Johnson and things. I wish we kind of didn't glorify this type of life, but it is an interesting life. It was interesting also in the beginning, because I was kind of worried when that dude walked up behind Bumpin' Frank and he was like, he been served. I'm like, he about to break dance? Nah. But I'm like, oh no, he ain't getting a divorce, is he? Mamie and them getting a divorce? But it was the crooked lawyer setting them up. So, with that being said, this episode for Godfather Harlem was pretty good. I was surprised that Bumpy got the drop on. They got the drop on Bump at the end. That took me by surprise. I mean, that was a double drop, wasn't it? We also see something I thought was so stupid this episode, and that is Teddy's mama worried about her other son, talking about some kidnap him and take him to Canada so he don't join the army. And they even tried to have Muhammad Ali come up in there and talk to him. Hey, look here, boy. Ain't no Viet Congs ever called me a ninja. What the? Nah, but you know, it was interesting to see. Brainwashing is a powerful thing to get inside the mind of a person. And he had his mind made up that fighting in the army was doing something, and if he didn't, he was a coward and all these things. And it wasn't that simple. And what she was going through to try to kidnap him, first of all, it's called abduction when you ain't a kid anyway. They try to kidnap him and take him to Canada. And like he said, I'ma just come back. Which I was thinking the whole time, what, they gonna sit with him? How is he gonna stay in Canada? Like, he gonna eventually get up and walk away? And that's exactly what they said he said he was gonna do. And they did take him and put him in the trunk, but they took him to a cemetery where she had the rest of the Black Panthers who helped, because at first she trying to get some other help, but wasn't about to work. They might have killed him. Then the Italians to help, but they ain't want to help no Muyan. You don't help no Muyan. Anyway, they in the cemetery. Next thing you know, he joined the Black Panthers. I mean, is it really people wanting to join stuff in life? I guess it is. People always trying to join up and be part of some group or something. I don't know. I don't think I was always trying to join some group. I don't have too many groups I've been a part of, so I don't know. But anyway, this dude was ready to join something. And I guess I get it, what's going on in that political climate and stuff. But it was interesting. They had basically earlier in the episode, nothing but black men lining up to go over there, which, you know, that's a whole nother subject, go down the rabbit hole in that, because in the beginning it wasn't that way, and then as things was going bad, then it became that way. Anyway, more meat for the meat grinder, like they said. And the Black Panthers, they came in there protesting, and of course, you know, the army officials there called them traitors and other things. And it was a very complex time, I guess, during that time period, you know. And with the Black Panthers, the streets, the army, it was so many different things going on. I could see why Shorty was confused to a certain degree. I don't know. Muhammad Ali should have talked some sense into him. No, that should have worked. Anyway, um, this episode, man, it was good to see Bumpy had the place going pretty well. It was sad that, and that's the story of a lot of things in the African American community that people today want to try to ignore, and they'll say, well, why black folks don't own this or have this or whatever. I mean, it was systematically taken away one way or another when people were trying to do something positive or own their own thing in the 60s, 50s, 70s, whatever the case, to the point where it's not a big history of people making it. So a lot of people don't feel they can do it if you don't know a lot of people that can make it. Anyway, you get to some of these comments. What's good, Sky Waters? Greetings from Charlotte. What's up with you, Rashonda? How you doing, ma? What's good with you, Damian Kenny? What's up with you, fam? Hope everything good with y'all. This episode was good, but it was short, and overall, it didn't have a lot of different stuff going on, which is kind of good in a way because it's not a bunch of storylines that ain't gonna play out. But overall, is Frank Lucas? He realized he need Bumpy help, but I think they starting to realize Bump in trouble. He done got bested. I wonder what they gonna do now that Bump don't have any business and he out the doogie. He might have to get back in the game, which is probably how Frank Lucas ended up taking it from where he was. You know, it's kind of interesting to see how this all play out. I'm wondering if this story is how it really worked with Frank getting shot and other things. And they had him wearing that chinchilla, but in the real life, he wore that to a boxing event, not at a club. But anyway, I guess you can only do but so much with limited budget and time, I guess. Anyway, this episode, it was good. I'm going to keep it short because, I mean, it was kind of a short episode. I think it was only 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Joe Colombo, he real gangster, shiesty. And I don't know, Bump might have met his match right now. He a little too old, got health problems, can't keep up, getting outsmarted. And it seemed Joe Colombo got more people on this team than Bump do. So, you know, it ain't looking too good for Bump. Ambi Bambi, what's good, mama? How you doing? You say, hey, Jay, Joe Colombo gotta go. Hey, Joe Colombo ain't no joke, man. Joe Colombo, that's why I was just saying, he done outsmarted Bump. It looked like Bump might have finally met his match. And it's unfortunate because I like Bump. I was hoping that he could have made something good in the hood. And then Bump, it seemed he really did want to be a good guy. He was just in this type of life. But when he found out old boy got killed, which he not sure if he killed himself or whatever, but he was about to break. He broke down in tears with his wife. And she was there trying to console him and things. But Bump, he got a lot on his plate right now, and it ain't looking good. It looking like a bunch of leftovers on the plate. Don't nobody want some scraps. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the Mosco on this one. Like I say, this was a short episode. I ain't gonna keep it too long, but I think this episode, maybe they stretched this season out to 10 episodes because some of this stuff, you know, these episodes are kind of short, only 40 minutes. But we'll get into it. Let's do this Mosco rating. All right, the Mosco is my rating system. Most of y'all already familiar with. 4 simple categories, 25 points each. The visual cinematography, it was good. They try to make it look a little older, but it's still a polished show overall. It wasn't really too much in this that was visually unique. So overall, I would give it a 20. As far as the storyline and plot, I like the storyline, although I think it's short. The kidnapping of the boy for the army, I thought, I don't know about that. I'm wondering how that's gonna turn back into something. He might end up getting whacked being with the Black Panthers and at least feel guilty. I'm thinking maybe that's what's gonna happen. Overall, I'm gonna give it a 20 on the storyline and plot for this one. Special effects, makeup, costumes, no real special effects. I mean, Joe Colombo blasted dude. I mean, the makeup, costumes is down to the period that it's in. They do a good job with that. Even the cars, when they got in that car and they wobbled away when they made their turn, I was thinking, man, cars had bad suspension back in the day. Anyway, entertaining and fun factor. Uh, I enjoyed it, but it's not an episode I'll be watching over and over again. I'm going to give it a 20 out of 25, which brings my rating to a 80, which, I mean, that's a B. If you thought it was a 75 or 85, I could see that. I think it was a B. It was good. Nothing to keep talking about, really. The Ali point, it was interesting. It was cool. Dude didn't listen. But Ali might have been a Black Panther or something if things was different his dang on self. So who knows? Malik, you say, I'm glad Straub caught a hot one, but hate that Colombo was the beneficiary. Right. That's the thing. That's what made me not be able to enjoy Straub getting his due. But it was, I thought Chance and Pettigrew, I thought they was in trouble when they went to go see Straub, got caught in that damn 211 shootout. And then their partner came through at the end and saved them because they was both out. You don't never want to be out in a gunfight, boy. That's probably one of the scariest things you could feel. I know if I was out in a gunfight, I'd be like, oh no. Oh no. Hell no, boy. Y'all done up and done it. No, I wouldn't want to be out either. So yeah, dude saved their ass. And I'm like, come on. I don't know about y'all, but I keep feeling like Pettigrew or Chance might catch one before the show is over, which I don't want that to happen. I like them. I doubt they probably were real people. They probably are amalgamation of different people that was around Bumpy, different stories heard. But it was good. I'm glad they survived. I was worried like, oh no, don't kill one of them. I got a feeling they may be working with Frank. Don't kill one of them. They got to guide Frank through the beginnings of his empire. If Frank start off the game after Bumpy and he got Chance and Pettigrew with him, I can see why he would accelerate to go to the top quick. They know the game. They know the players. They know what to do. And they ain't afraid to get in their hands dirty. You got two players like that on your team. Hey, and they ready to get that money and they ready to grind. I mean, truth be told, either one of them could have took the place of Bumpy. It would have probably been made more sense, but they probably got caught up on something they damn self. The way the world went back then, they might have been messing with that boy. And I ain't talking about Diddy. I'm talking about that horse, heroin. Skywater, you thought the same thing? You thought they might have got caught up? I'm scared for them, boy. Ambi Bambi, you say I hope not. I like them too. I know they probably some of the better characters on the show. And I guess Forrest Whitaker I think we had talked about it before here that he has some health issues, but he does look a little weak and feeble. Bumpy did have a heart attack, so maybe that could be playing into it some, but yeah, he looking kind of hurt. You could tell he got respect because it ain't that he about to beat somebody down well, he can't pull a trigger, but still. It was interesting when they went to go see old boy that slit his wrist like white bread. When they saw the door crack, Bumpy pulled out his piece like, what you doing with the doogie? Bumpy had his piece ready, like, hey, go ahead, Frank. I got your back. Anyway, let me get up out of here, y'all. I'm going to keep it short, just like this episode. Joe Colombo, he really wants Stella Gigante. You know, I should do some videos on these guys because he was married and had 4 kids in real life. So I'm wondering, did he, was he, what in the world is this? So well, obviously it's in the 60s still because Bumpy's still alive. And this don't look nothing like the Joe Colombo on the show. This dude, not that he the worst looking dude, but he don't look like the Joe Colombo we see. He actually look kind of suave and smooth. Anyway, uh, Joe Colombo, where he had 5 kids. Lucille Fiello. He was married in 44. Oh, shoot. He was already married while he's sitting here talking about Stella and getting together for power. Unless he was going to make her his, what they call it? Whatever they call they girlfriends. Anyway, Tony Soprano had a couple of them. Damien Kenny, you say doing character bio vids are a good idea. Yeah, well, you know, I've done a few already, and those views on those videos are really big. I think the one I did on Big Meech might be my biggest video of all time now. So I might do those. I've been so busy working on other projects, but I am going to get back to this. I'll say by the end of this month, I'll be finished with a couple other projects, and I'll be focusing on the social media stuff, putting out this other thing, this app for everybody to check out and other things. So once I put that out, I'm going to use the app myself to help accelerate my stuff. So we'll see. Damien Kitty, you say nobody play that gangster role like Joe Pesci. I know, right? Joe Pesci did have it down pat, especially to be somebody that is not very intimidating, right? But you just got to be crazy, huh? Then that'll be intimidating. And be Bambi say, okay, projects. I'm in the projects, the trap house. What? That's what I'm working on, the projects. 5th floor. Bruh, man. No. The couple apps and things I'm working on, try to bring out and stuff. And I think it'll be pretty good. So hopefully. So try to hurry up and get that stuff out to the market. And let y'all check it out. Let me know what you think. So with that being said, let me get up out of here, y'all. But I appreciate all the support, everybody, all the love. And, you know, Godfather Harlem, we'll see how it ends. But this season got me interested to see, at least as far as what is going on with Colombo and Bump. I mean, I hope it ain't approaching 1968. I'd hate for Bump to go and all of these people winning. But, I mean, hey, that's how life works sometimes, unfortunately. So, anyway, let me get up out of here. Damien Kenny, you say gangster GF. The Gumas, that's it, the Gumas. Mars or Gumas, the gangster girlfriend. The Gumas. Yeah, she was going to be one of his Gumas. Gumas. The Gumas, huh? He has a Guma. I mean, it's okay. He has a Guma. Yeah, Guma. Why black women don't make up a name for they men's spy cheating with other women? I guess they do. Bitch, you with that bitch. You with that bitch. A Guma. All right, y'all. I need to get me a Guma. Deuces. Y'all be safe out there in them streets. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.